Only 2 days to go until CME closes its weekly candle, and I'd say all is well at the moment, but with a little bit of a cautionary tone. Without further ado, let's just jump straight in with the price action. Thank you for joining me for another one of my daily price action analysis videos. Hope you're all well. All right, so because it's halfway through the week, may as well have a cheeky look at CME. It's only halfway through the week for CME, of course. It's not halfway through the week for the perpetual exchanges. And that looks, I mean, it's all right. It's not exactly remarkable, this weekly candle. But, I mean, it's not continuation to the downside. So, for all those interested in price going up, then it's okay. It'd be interesting to see where it closes on Friday. I think it's about 9 p.m. UK time. Don't know what time that is in Chicago. And you can see these numbers are the same, but basically it'll continue falling, the MACD will, my momentum indicator of choice, unless somehow Bitcoin can make up nearly $4,000 from where it is at the moment. In which case 62, yeah, $4 and a bit thousand. And in which case this will turn green again. So it's getting perilously close to the zero line, that is, but it's not there. So all good. All right, switch back to the daily and on to Bybit. So you can see today's candle has been fairly interesting, and I'll show you on the 4-hour. It shows you a bit better. But yeah, the bounce off this support resistance area is still intact. I was expecting some resistance around this kind of 58,000 area, and that's clearly what is occurring at the moment, but it's holding up. I would not be surprised, though, if Bitcoin does pull back a bit from here, and I think as long as it doesn't break down back below 54,000 on daily and definitely not weekly closures, so you wouldn't want it close. That was my collie. Millie, stop it. You wouldn't want it closing this week back below 54, really, because that would be very much continuation of the trend to the downside, and the trend is your friend, right? So you just got to let it be as such. The momentum remains pointing to the upside, but below the zero line, and it'll stay up there. So Bitcoin's got a $2,000 grace from where it is at the moment to close out the day. It's got to close out the day above 55.8 for that continue to be green, and therefore moving back towards the zero line. Still a fair way off from crossing above it, though. And the trend is obviously still to the downside. But, I mean, they say the trend is a very weak trend. It's way more like a consolidation than a trend. That's an uptrend. And that's a downtrend. That's a weak uptrend. Just like this is a weak downtrend, right? So more of a consolidation than anything else. I feel like I've said that probably about 100 million, billion, cajillion times over the last few months. And I'll probably say it for a bit longer as well. Anyway, yeah, let's skip down to the 4-hour. You can see the 4-hour. I can't remember if the CPI result came out today. I just checked on the news there. I think it is CPI day. I don't really follow the news because I think people make too much of it with regards to what price is going to do. And, if you look historically at what price has done, it just does its own thing, But yeah, what was interesting was, and this is basically all today, was this wick low. So it wicked down to 55, and then it's come back up to 58, where it's had resistance. So what does that mean? Well, you can kind of have that as a mini range, if you were so inclined, something like this. with sort of 58 to the upside. And then if I just move that up, and 55 and a bit to the downside. And so, daily closures back above 58. I think then you're looking good for a move towards 60, personally, or Bitcoin is. And daily closures back below 55, call it. Yeah, I think it probably is 55. It might be somewhere between 54.5 and 55, but taking this wick low as the current support, and that one over there, and a few other bits, then daily closes back below there, and then probably another move down. Basically, another move down more towards the low 50s. In the shorter term. So is this change of trend on the 4-hour? Not quite. It's very close to it, I would say. For me personally, I need to see it get back above here and start closing candles back above this 58 region, and ideally closing dailies. Then I think I'd be a bit more confident this is a change in trend. The momentum on the 4-hour, you can see, is still to the upside. And with 13 minutes left of this 4-hour candle, looks like it might be turning green and turning back up. Not much of a buffer, though. It only needs to lose $500 from where it is now, and then that will turn back down. So, this was when I said at the beginning, a bit of a cautionary note, because if you look at the bigger picture, but if you go back to the daily, you can't ignore the fact that the big moves have all put in significant lower highs really since back in April. They are all lower highs. If this can stay intact, it would be a higher low on wicks, maybe not so much on closures. There's no ignoring that slow bleed to the downside, and that has to be kind of at the front of your mind, or it's certainly at the forefront of my mind until Bitcoin does something a bit drastic. I would say something medium drastic is get back above 60 on daily, at least dailies, and I'd like to see a weekly close above there. But even more convincing would be back above 65. So, quite far away from those two things at the moment. Quite far away. I think that'll do for today. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and share. Share with your friends. And indeed, join me tomorrow for Thursday's price action analysis. Take care. Enjoy what's left of your evening or day. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.